Welcome to the Subkarma channel. My name is James Soames and I have no friends. I therefore fill my lonely time making videos around the general topic of branding and more specifically, branding in Taiwan. This year, everyone, locally and internationally, is raving on about how Taiwan is making a positive name for itself across the world. After 25 years living here, I just cannot recall a time when the island has been talked about so much in such a positive way. We're really riding the crest of the wave right now. But is this just a temporary high due to an out-of-the-ordinary global crisis? Or is there an opportunity to consolidate and build on the Taiwan brand in the long term? And did we have a brand to start off with in the first place? My question today is, what is the status of Made in Taiwan, or MIT, in our current world, and will Taiwanese brands benefit from it? Now I know that the subtle makeup and brilliant editing skills of our multimedia department have been designed to accentuate my boyish looks and belie my advancing age. However, I moved to Taiwan when Lee Donghui was still president of Taiwan. He was the first ever president, in fact. Prior to flying over, my only knowledge of Taiwan was that it was somewhere off the coast of China. Apart from that, I really had no idea about it at all. And this is all the more surprising, given that I'd seen the word Taiwan thousands of times growing up as a child in the 70s and 80s. From my toys to my watch and my shoes, I was accustomed to seeing Made in Taiwan written on the back of many a product in my home. Growing up in those decades, Taiwan meant to me, and probably to many others across the world, I'm sure, a far-off place that makes products which my parents can afford. And such was the success of Taiwanese exports in those years that I got accustomed to seeing Made in Taiwan wherever I would go. And I honestly used to think that Taiwan was a giant factory where people never slept. And I was probably not far from the truth at that age. Now we're now in 2020 and quite a lot has changed here in Taiwan and the world. Industries have gone online, low-cost competitors from neighboring countries have entered the global market, yet Made in Taiwan still exists. It has even had a few makeovers over the years. It now calls itself MIT to sound more modern and innovative. And let's face it, sounding like one of the top universities in the US cannot really hurt. But the truth is that many Taiwanese businesses have moved their manufacturing overseas to cheaper countries. They've also started looking at value-added services such as design, innovation. In fact, Taiwan has reinvented itself in many industries to move away from low-cost manufacturing, to move into value-added design and production of goods and services. Hold on. This is getting a bit boring, but bear with me because here is my issue. Should we be saying Made in Taiwan as much as we still are today? Let's break that sentence down for a second. And there are two main words here, Made and Taiwan. Let's look at the first word, made. What exactly are we saying? Are we still a factory building stuff to spec for foreign clients? Is that what we want to continue to say? Seriously? If so, we'll be keeping the old Made in Taiwan stereotype from the 70s and 80s alive. However, if by saying made we are including the notion of conceived, created and crafted in Taiwan, then I'm all for it. Today there are many reasons why international clients come to Taiwan to look for suppliers and partners. And having worked with many Taiwanese businesses, we know that it is no longer because they manufacture on the cheap. It's much more than that. It is because Made in Taiwan actually means made properly with care at a better price than Germany and Japan, but with often marginal differences in quality and a more friendly attitude. In this case, MIT would become MPWCAABPTGAJBWOMDIQAAMFA. Now, I'm not sure that would work, and it would be hard to fit that on a screwdriver. It may work on a CNC machine though. So what should we do? We will get back to this a little bit later. Now let's take a look at the second word, Taiwan. I have lived here for half my life, so I can tell you exactly what I think Taiwan means to me. But what about all the overseas clients and consumers who have never set foot in Asia, let alone Taiwan? What does Taiwan mean to them? 30 years ago, it meant factory and cheap watches to me. I've often asked Taiwanese friends and clients the same question. And the results generally follow a pattern, but no single word springs to mind. And if we cannot decide internally what Taiwan stands for, then how can foreigners have any clue? Let's take a look at a few friends that I interviewed in France a few years ago.
Taïwan. Bonne question.
La nourriture, wet food.
À voir. Taïwan, un petit pays. Un adjectif sur Taïwan. Moderne.
Bon, je connais pas, mais c'est très joli.
So there you have it. Are we doomed? Not so fast. Remember that we said in the intro that Taiwan was riding high at the moment. This tiny island has caught the attention without actively seeking to. And through sheer hard work, diligence, humility and care, the Taiwan brand has given a whole new meaning to the term Made in Taiwan. So let's not sit idly by, enjoying the limelight for 2020, only for the focus to return to other parts of the world when the crisis abates and the dust settles. Now is a great time to shift the focus away from the word made. I was thinking about Taiwan's progression over the last few decades. It seems to me that Taiwan has gone from hands to brain and now to heart. So let's ditch the made, which relates to the hands. Let's shift further on from designed in Taiwan, which focuses on the brain. Wouldn't it be great if we would show the heart that beats inside this giant factory that I used to imagine as a child? Wouldn't it be more appropriate to build on this year to trumpet that when you buy something from Taiwan, it's not just made or designed in Taiwan, it's born in Taiwan, with all the attributes and characteristics that we know we have. The joy, the care, the selfless attitude. Our brands are the children of Taiwan. They are born from these human characteristics. And that has way more meaning to both the consumer and us in Taiwan. Now, I will take credit for the term born in Taiwan, of course, and please feel free to leak this to the press or share it with your KOL friends. Let's make this viral so that I can finally upgrade from sitting alone in this studio recording my thoughts. Next stop, a meeting with President Tsai or permanent residency and Taiwanese passport? That would be great. I'm joking, of course, but I challenge you to think of your own suggestions. If you're really confident with it, write a message below and we can all marvel at your creation and love of Taiwan. Remember, do not live your life lukewarm. Be involved, have an opinion, and influence the world around you. Taiwan needs you. Thank you for watching, and God bless.